And we're live. Welcome to another episode of Easy Sports. And today I'm joined by the gents. I'm joined by Shiva, Site N, and Sbu, who happens to not be displaying his picture, as we all know why. Maybe he's gone to change his
Typical.
Arsenal jersey. Who knows? But welcome, gents. How you guys doing?
Yeah, look, football, eh?
We're waiting
It's a humbler.
for Mr. Man. Yeah, Mr. Man.
Yeah. And I don't know why he decided to just go on mute right now. I mean, right now, he just decided to go. Yeah.
There he is.
I did say I was eating.
Oh, okay. But yeah, you did say that. But bro, let's start off with
Okay.
the hot topic of this weekend. You know, when anything that has Man United in is always hot. It is what it is. Y'all can hate. It is what it is. And so, yeah, man, I'd like to start off with you, Spoo. I mean, I'm not a person who's now gonna be trolling you. I just want to know from a footballing standpoint, how do you feel about that result? Do you guys feel that you're robbed by VAR? Do you guys feel that Man United were just a better team than you guys? Where did you guys get it wrong? Etc.
Wait.
Etc.
Sorry.
Etc.
Quick
That's
question. When you
pretty
say
much what we want to know.
you guys,
Yeah.
is he the spokesperson for the Arsenal
He's the one we have.
fans? They
He's
called
the only one we
He's the
have,
one we have.
man.
He's the one that was brave enough to show his face.
Exactly, because majority of them don't want to show their face. So
Yeah.
hence,
Keyboard
I'm
warriors.
being kind here. I'm not gonna be all over him as far as the yesterday's match is concerned. But take it away, Spoo.
Okay. Yesterday, I can't say we're robbed. So I'm consistent in my thinking. The same way I thought when we played Egypt that Bafana shouldn't have had a penalty. The same thing that everyone thought would be a penalty, the Maguire incident. That's not a penalty. How else is the guy going to fall? So yesterday was one of those games. It was chaotic. I think we made a lot of mistakes. I think when we went 1-0 up, I really thought, you know what, we're flying away with this. Then my boy Zubi Mendy, I don't know what he was thinking. And I think from that moment onwards, we're just horrible. But then again, it's a big game. It's not, I'm not upset. I was upset in the moment. In the moment, sure. I was very upset. But you think about it, we're 4 points ahead. It's fine. Well, you can't win all of them. I think we've lost 3 times all season. It's not the time for me to be upset. When you've only lost 3 times in all competitions, not even just the league. And funny enough, all the losses are in the league, all 3 of them. This was our first one at home, I think, in almost a year. It's first one I think we've lost to United in 90 minutes since I think 2017 or something.
Yeah, 2017.
Right. So, look, congrats to United. And I was one of those fans who actually said, you know what, the best thing that United can get is a draw. Literally, I went to a pub, and this is what I said to United fans.
Did you go back to that pub yesterday?
No, I watched the game, and I stayed there for an hour after the game. No. I mean, look, at some point, if you lose matches here and there, right? And it's not like we lost. It's not the same as when we lost to Villa. Because when we lost to Villa, I thought, you know what, we might just end up not really recovering from it. Not no offense to Villa, but playing United, you never know what you'll get. You could play United, and they could be shit. I think I saw them. I think we beat them 1-0. They actually outplayed us the first leg. We beat them 1-0. Then they played City. I think not long after they lost 3-0 to City. I was like, with United, you just never know. I think they played Liverpool and won at Anfield. So you just never know with United. It's a big game. It's the same as when we play Liverpool, when we play. You just don't know. So I wasn't mad. But then again, congrats. I mean, there's nothing else you can say.
Don't you think personally? I'm just gonna ask questions there. Don't you think that the way we approached the game, like, were you surprised the way Man United approached the game? because I mean the previous manager, who everyone knows, I really had a huge issue about. Carrick comes
Yeah.
in, 2 games in. From a tactical standpoint, he switches up the formation. He plays four defenders, 3 midfielders, 3 attackers, and then he makes the team more compact. Were you guys surprised at how quickly our players were able to, adjust to Carrick's formation? Because I have been saying that this team is not as bad as what we were seeing with our previous manager. Do you perhaps think maybe on our end, on your end, from your perspective, were you surprised at the performance that we put out against you guys?
Believe it or not, I don't think you guys played that well yesterday. I actually think you played better the first leg than you actually did yesterday. So you had two
Yeah.
crackers, right? Sure. But besides that, I think for like 20 minutes, there was you guys did not even have a touch in our box. Like, final third, you didn't even have a pass in the final third. So for me, it was more of it's a big game, right? If you don't kill these guys early, chances are they grow in confidence, which is why I pinpointed from the beginning. I pinpointed that Zubimendi mistake as what
Hello,
actually
Tato.
changed the dynamic of the game, right? So I don't think we're really surprised. It's I think I you played similarly against City, right? I think has played for a 4-3-3 since. Well, it's
Yeah.
2 games now, so I can't say since. I mean, I think even in Middlesbrough he played 4-3-3 because he had Chuba Pom as his number 9. I can't remember, but
Yeah.
it wasn't really surprising. And I'm taking nothing away from your victory, but I still think you most probably played better in the first game than you did yesterday.
Yeah, but the thing is that
You just didn't
you
have the
guys,
result.
yeah,
Yeah.
but another thing is that you guys
Mm.
also were heavily reliant on set pieces. I mean, the 2 goals you guys scored went like great goals. Let's be for real. It was those scrappy goals. So for me, I felt like the only way my team was gonna suffer is if we gave you guys set pieces. And
Mm.
I mean, eventually you guys scored the goal with Moreno, and I did see it coming because you know Rice
Yeah.
and who's this guy in Saka, the way you guys set up for set pieces, it's something that needs to be studied because even against
I
Inter,
think I
you guys
think I
cowed
think
them
no,
with set
I
pieces.
think we've been very unfair towards Arsenal and calling them Stoke and whatnot and
Nah,
whatnot.
I'm not saying
It's
Stoke.
good banter. No, it's
I'm
good
talking about
banter. I get
yesterday's
it.
game,
But
bro.
hold on.
Yeah,
I do think set plays form a crucial part of
yeah,
football now,
100%.
and and the results that yesterday's results is good for football because it cannot be, it honestly cannot be that we celebrate and
No,
the leader of the log, and those are the goals that,
yes,
yeah,
you know what,
there's
CKN?
no.
Literally, I was
Oh,
about to segue to. I was about to ask him that. When are you the one? You just freaking jumped
I
the
read your mind
gun,
because
bro.
I've been speaking with you the past couple of days, and I know where
Yeah.
you are. James, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Arsenal is boring to watch, and it cannot be that the log leader is proud of being a log leader with own goals
Yep.
being second, contributing goals in the team. I
After
get it that
Gyökeres.
own goals, it means you're attacking and corners, it means that you are attacking, but it cannot be. Football cannot be. Yeah. I
Yeah.
can't. Sorry, I've got okay. Those that don't know, I've got a 8-year-old who's now starting to be interested in football, and I can't use Arsenal's way of playing as an introduction to football to him.
It is what
Sorry,
it
Okay.
I
You
I
is.
guys want me
I
to
can't.
speak?
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, Spook.
Mm. I'll
Aren't you
actually, yeah,
worried? Aren't you worried going forward? Because I mean,
yeah.
we literally showed that it's just a matter of being able to deal with all these set pieces. Once you are able to deal with these set pieces, there really isn't much threat
any
in
team that can
open play.
control the ball and bypass Arsenal's middle
Yeah.
can get at them.
Yeah. Hence,
And I
I'm
think
asking.
this is where the problem for Arsenal starts.
I have a
In that-
better question for Spoo.
Okay.
Rather than and I'm not trying to attack him, like genuinely asking.
Yeah.
So when we played you guys twice, both games, I did not feel like I did see the threat of your corners, but I didn't feel like you guys were going to win the game because of the corners, right? Because Van Dijk and Konate in both games, even Konate, had a good game against you guys because every time you put the ball in the air, Van Dijk was always better than whoever was challenging him. So he would go to your biggest threat. And then it was just a case of Marino, who does this very well, where he runs around the box and he tries to find the second ball. And I think that's where most of his goals have come from. Do you think that now this pattern has happened 3 times? Because it happened against us. It happened against us in the second game. Villa was a little bit different, as you say. But now it's happened against United, where you did get a goal from a scrappy second ball. But the rest of the time, you guys looked a little bit muted. Let me not put words in your mouth. How do you feel about if the league has figured out your corner routine?
Yeah.
Only score using corners.
I know you don't only score using corners.
Can I answer you guys?
Yeah.
Listen, firstly, you guys have gone on about corners like you guys don't have set piece coaches.
We don't. We don't. We don't have a set piece coach.
Specialist. Wait. Liverpool literally fired their throwing coach 3 weeks ago.
No. So we started the season without a set piece coach. Then we got some random from the youth academy or something, and then we fired him. We don't have a set piece coach. We scored 1 goal in 117 corners or something.
Shivar, let's get one thing straight, gents. Set plays are part of football.
No, they are part of football. 100%.
So let's not downplay. Let's not downplay.
And that's why I was very specific with my question. My question wasn't, are you guys neutered? My question is, how do you feel about the rest of the league now having 3 chances at seeing how to deal with your corner routine? Because it's not just corners. You guys have the same routine with indirect free kicks as well.
Yep.
And it's 100% a part of football. One of my favorite moments as a Liverpool fan was a corner taken quickly. So I have no complaints. But
the goal by Trent.
Yeah.
When Trent took that corner quick against Barca.
Yes. Exactly. A quickly taken corner. It is part of the game. And it's there to serve as the defensive team, not just hoofing the ball out without any repercussions, right? So it's a necessary part of the game. But I want to know, that has been one of your main tactics to break down teams, especially teams that play with the low block. Now that 3 different teams have shown, or 2 different teams, or 1 team twice, has shown how to nullify it, do you think the rest of the league actually has a quality to do it? Not everyone is Van Dijk, and not everyone is Harry Maguire. I'll give him his flowers. And B, can Arteta adapt? Because I do remember saying the team that wins the league this season will be the team that adapts the most.
Okay.
That's a good
I think
question.
Arteta can adapt to any situation. So what we wanted from Arteta was to find a way of winning. Guys, yesterday, if it's not for those mistakes, we should win that game at some point, right? We're not the better team. We're not the worst team. The game was a big game. Liverpool, big game. Nottingham, I think Nottingham Way is a tricky customer, right? Those are the games we've dropped points in recently, right? I do not think there is cause for panic on our side. We're looking at it and we're thinking, it happens, it's a blip, right? It happens. You just cannot dwell on it for too long. So Arsenal are winless in 3, and you guys, all of a sudden, everyone's has figured us out.
Nah,
Guys,
I'm of the same view. I'm of
different ways.
I'm of the same view as you, my guy. The figuring out is, I think it's we're overusing that term. let's see what happens. But my concern, and this is just a concern from like an outsider, like looking, because it's always interesting to speak on other teams. You know, you've got your own fucking problems as a team.
Yeah.
Right now, I think you are in a. I'm trying to find the best way I can try and explain this without sounding like I'm throwing jabs. Okay, look at it in this way. You are in a traditional African community, and you are a male who's 25 or 26, and you're not married, and everyone around you gets married at 19. You then, whichever chick or whichever woman comes around, you then propose, because there's that itch that you feel you need to scratch in that you need to get married. That's how I perceive Arsenal fans to be at right now, because they don't resonate with the type of football, but they have to defend it because you are wanting to win. You're at the point where fuck what everybody says our footballing history, culture, style of play is. The ask is we need to win. And
Yes.
you are sacrificing for future generation to come what Arsenal stands for when it comes to footballing terms. I'll give you an example. There's a Jack Wilshere goal,
Or against Norwich City.
Yeah.
The
an
one which
epitome,
flips it.
an epitome
I
of what
remember
you
it.
stand for, of walking the
Yeah.
ball into the back of the net. But now
Yes.
what you're doing is you pulling sides from set plays to concede.
Okay.
And if we're being honest, I promise you, the winning is gonna feel good when you lift that trophy, if you do lift either one of those trophies. But when you are honest with yourself and you sit back and you're like, how did we win this? It's You're not going to really see how you won it. It's almost like you peeing on yourself on a winter's night to keep warm, but afterwards, it's not going to, yeah. But anyway, it's
Okay.
you
Can I
haven't
say
won the
something?
league. You haven't won the league in like yonks. So I understand where you are willing to accept any BS that comes along, as long as it's 3 points.
Okay. Can I ask you a question? And I'm not attacking you as well. You're a Chelsea fan, right?
Yeah.
Of your league trophies, how many times are you actually the best team in terms of entertaining in England? Of all your trophies from when let's say when Ranieri was your manager and Abramovich took over that season. That 2002, 2003 season, right? Was it not 2003, 2004 season? That's when Abramovich took over. Until this year. At which point did you guys play exciting football? And how
But
often were you guys playing exciting football? Uh,
in
before
as
you
much
answer,
as
I want to
hold,
give you context as to why I'm saying that before you answer. The reason why I say that is because everyone wants us to go back to playing. Everyone will tell you Arsenal are not exciting. Arsenal are not the standard for this. And Arsenal are not this. But at the end of the day, we have been there before where we've played the football. The football didn't yield results. Now we've found a way of playing football, which is also part of playing football, right? Remember, football is not played one way. It doesn't mean that you have to just pass it. Even defending, right? Just you setting up your team defensively is part of football. Hence, you have coaches that actually just focus on that. So football is not
I'm
played
glad
whether the
I'm glad
Dutch
you
way
worded.
or the Brazilian way, right? Even if you were to play one tall striker and a short striker, a typical 4-4-2 English way of playing football, what you are still playing is football, right? And there's someone out there who's watching it who finds it exciting. Arsenal fans thinking they want exciting stuff. I think if you're an Arsenal fan and you want excitement, it, you're still stuck in 2018,
Hmm.
17, because we have
I'm
played.
glad. Yeah, I'm
Yeah, I
glad
like
you,
that
you
answer.
worded it the way that you worded it, the question, and you spoke on defense. I don't know if you saw John Terry's celebration last night, where he celebrated that Arsenal have conceded
3
16
goals for the
goals.
first time.
Yeah,
Oh,
well,
the
yeah,
15
16
goals
goals,
season.
the 15 goal thing. And that's the thing with Chelsea. Chelsea has never been like an exciting type of football that you guys play. Chelsea have Chelsea have either had a solid defense and a
Yeah.
solid player in like a Makalele or Kante or Caicedo, and then they've got an exciting number 10. They've got like nice wing backs that go right ahead and bomb either side, and they either cross it in, and then in the middle you find like a Drogba, you find a Diego Costa, who knows where the net is and then scores. So your style of play and our style of play are two very different things historically,
True.
but you have to do what you
Well,
have to do for you to win. Like
actually,
that's where
not.
that's where
1-0
no
to the
no
Arsenal
and
was
thing is
defensive,
I
right?
think
But yeah,
no I'm accepting it and I'm like, okay, cool, I understand where you are because
yeah.
you're willing to. Yeah, Joburg is hard, guys, especially
Look,
if you don't
Yeah.
have 3 points. And I get it, I get where
yeah, there's
you are
number
right
fives.
now. I
This
get where
guy.
you are in your Ateta journey, where you are
Yeah.
5 years in and you don't really have anything solid to speak on. The only thing you have is the charity shield, which I don't think was Ateta's side to win it. I think it's the same thing that Slot is having, where he is getting credit for the previous manager's work. Because that's what happened with Ateta, where it was Unai's team from the previous season that won him that charity the charity shield. But I understand and me and I sympathize with you in that you are taking in whatever you are given as this is Arsenal now, and you have to come here and defend it because you don't have a choice but to defend it. It's your side. It's a weird notion where you get married to someone who's for the street and you have to defend them even though deep down you know they're for the street. I don't know if Shivar knows
Yeah.
what I'm referencing, but I can't be calling people names. So you're accepting it, and it's fine. It's where you are in your journey. And at some point, you're going to write this journey and like, yo, remember in 2026, we were shit. But at some point, we were number one in both Champions League and in
And
in in
Premier
in,
League.
in the league.
Yeah.
But deep down, you're not proud of the type of football that you're playing.
Have you watched the Champions League?
Yeah. No.
I did.
I think in the Champions
Because
League.
teams actually want to play football in the Champions League, they don't play a low block. So
Yeah,
if a
and it's
team plays a low block, you are going to have to find ways to win. You not
mhm,
always need to play scintillating football.
mm,
Find a way to win,
Can
especially for me in the league, because teams play a low block, right? When teams play a low block, what are you going to do? Are you going to should we just sit back and say, you know what, we'll keep trying to unlock it? At times it
and
doesn't
then
work.
fail.
Find
No,
ways.
I'm with you, right? Because and I heard your answer to Ngobane. Changing the way you play to fit the system or to fit the league that you are in. Because where I do agree with you is that it's not the bottom 5 teams that are playing a low block now. It's basically everyone aside from the traditional top 6. Even sometimes Villa play with the low block,
I
right?
think they play
So
with a low block
That's
most of the time.
they hit you with the
yeah,
count.
exactly. So Arteta has found a way. He knows historically the low block has been Arsenal's downfall. That's where you tripped up the first season. That's where you tripped up many times under Wenger. So he's gone and he's found a way to beat the low block, right? I'm with you 100%. As I said, it's about adapting, and he's found a way to adapt. I'm also with you with this thing of, yeah, it's exciting, but what's the point of being exciting and then not winning anything at the end of the season?
That
I'll
doesn't
go
even
back to
go when you're
Ngubane's.
even at home. That doesn't make
Exactly.
sense.
I'll go back to Ngubane's analogy. What's the point in being, having such a good night out, having so much fun with this person that's for the streets, who I'm not using any names, and then you go home alone? Why? Right? So I'm with you. You're doing what you need to do to win the league. My question was more around can he adapt again in the middle of the season? Because that's what he failed to do the last 3 seasons. And at the end of each season, going into the next season, he did implement changes. Then in a 2-3-1, okay. Anyway, Krizo, we'll talk.
It's a 3-2-1. It's a 3-2-1, Klizo, but it's fine.
The next thing that I want to point out is on what I view as a Premier League champion, right? I saw 2 things in that game that made me think that it might be getting to Arteta. And I'm probably wrong because I think it's a bit early. January is a bit early to be reading into these kind of things, but I noticed it and it stuck out like a sore thumb. The first one was when he made those 4 substitutions before 60 minutes.
Yeah,
That
but-
didn't look like adapting to me. That looked
Yeah.
like, oh shit, I need to do something.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
he's just trying something.
Did
The
it work?
second thing was
so before
when
you
he
get on
was
the
subbing-
second thing, that pressure, you are home and your own fans are booing you half time.
Mhm.
That spoke into that pressure where he has to do something.
Guys, Tato is onto something. Please read what Tato is saying. I think Tato is the only guy I should actually listen
He's
to.
an Arsenal fan. He's a staunch Arsenal fan.
Who
He's
refuses to come to
he's
the channel?
yeah, he's of the same view, which is why I understand because I've spoken with Tato like a lot of times on this, and he's where you are right now, and I see a lot of you in him, or the other way around. I don't know, yeah, but I understand where you are, and I feel for both of you in that you're just accepting the 3 points. And a quick question before you get on to Shivar's answers. Say he wins Champions League or he wins one of these trophies. Are you keeping him for next season?
Of course, they're keeping him.
Oh,
Like,
wait. Would you fire? Listen.
yeah, like
No,
what are you
Mane.
doing?
Chelsea, at
What is
Chelsea,
this
hold
not
on,
Chelsea?
hold on. At
Yes,
Chelsea,
we know
No
at
one's
Chelsea.
ever won it.
We
Yeah,
know at
Chelsea don't
Chelsea.
fuck around.
No.
Got fired immediately. They get
Grant
fired 6
Warner-
months later, or 3 months later.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
It's
it's
you're not
never
going to win the
immediate.
league and get fired immediately. But my second point was when he was subbing on Madueke, the way he was holding his hand and like moving him, it just seemed like, dude, please save me. Please go
Mhm.
there and save me. And that does not fill me with confidence. It makes
Men's
me
only
think
lost
that
3
there's
times in 43
some
games, and this is you guys.
Now
3
we're
games.
checking up
Okay,
on you, bro.
3
Especially-
games.
especially
You
as
could lose
games.
3 games and win the league 10 years ago. Since
Yeah.
this whole Pep and Klopp thing started, losing 2 games and you're done. We lost 1 game and we were done.
You guys, no, but then
Yeah,
again,
we've
this
lost
season,
enough,
this
right?
specific
But
season,
yes, this season is different, and the quality
It's not the worst, by
of
the way.
the opposition is not well. City is not on the level now that they were back then. Liverpool's not on the
The teams
level
have
now that
caught
you
up.
were back then.
What if
Say
teams
again?
have caught up? What if teams have caught up? Because we've got 5 teams from the English Premiership that are actually, well, 5 teams are in the top 8 of the Champions League. Right?
I don't think
So
it's
is it the quality,
okay. I think
or is it that the gap?
it's
between
a
all the
little
teams?
it's a little bit of both. The
Yeah.
floor is higher, but the ceiling
Yeah.
is also lower.
Yeah, and as
Okay.
well,
I don't know
coaching.
if that makes sense.
I also think the coaching
does.
as well.
Yeah.
Premier League has very good coaches now. Like even
Yeah.
Top-tier
even
coaches
the
are doing
teams
it
that
now.
we don't really rate highly have good coaches. Like look
Good,
at
yeah.
Fulham. Marco Silva is a
And
good coach.
Look at
Bournemouth.
Palace. Look
Yeah.
at Palace.
Look at Palace.
But then
Oh,
you've
you
got
guys,
Chelsea
oh,
here, huh?
this guy was. I see what you did there.
And you didn't catch on until you said it. But
yeah.
I think let's give this gentleman a chance.
Yeah,
He's got a lot
Trish.
to say.
yeah,
Yeah,
for
because
sure.
he's sitting there with his 3 points, smiling and
Yeah.
shit, and yeah,
He's busy playing with his hair there. Hey,
hey, he's doing his
Wait, why would you have
he's doing a
two United
checkers on
fans?
here.
Ah.
nah.
I'm
This
happy,
is more-
gents.
Yeah.
I'm very happy.
We're
I'm
not
very
talking about you and your happiness. We're talking about Arsenal, your opponent. Speak honestly where they are.
I'm
or how-
happy. I'm happy that we beat Arsenal. I'm not gonna come on here and start singing praises and say, "Hey, we 12 points behind first place, and first place happens to be Arsenal." So we're only 8 points behind first place because it's Arsenal that's in first place. I'm not here to say any of that. I'm just here to say
But
that
you
the
did say
difference.
it.
No, but
Yeah,
I'm
he
not
did.
going to say that. I'm not going to say that. What I am going to say is that the difference that I noticed between the City game and the Arsenal game, and it only took 1 week, is that we took our chances. We had 4 shots on target against Arsenal. We scored 3 goals. Under Amarim, we would have shot after shot after shot. I think we had the highest shots on target in the league, but we weren't scoring goals.
And you were
And for me,
celebrating that at some point.
yeah, I was, because I thought that was progress. And I saw after like 3 or 4 weeks, that's not progress. And I think that the difference is now we are in a place where, as I said it in the group, football tactics is simple. When you have a team like United, you play your best players in the right position and you profit. I think that the simple thing was we played a midfield 3. We had Kobe and Casemiro doing the dirty work, and Kobe was unreal. We played Bruno in the 10, unreal. Dogu has been showing up. He has been, I don't know what the hell happened to him. And then
Dogu.
But I've been telling you
Priso had to
guys.
call him Bale. And then what did he go and do? He went and he did his hamstring just like Bale. So
Yeah.
thank you, Priso, for that. Thank you so much.
Mm.
Look, I'm happy with us, but the thing is, I'm not going to celebrate because I know United and we will lose to Fulham this weekend. I know my club like the back of my hand. It's Fulham at home. We all know what's going to happen. But if you told me at the beginning of this season that we'd make these signings and then we'd be 4th in January, I don't know what happened. They're just 2 hours just dipped. They just dipped very
Are they
quickly.
neighbors or
Hey,
something?
buddy, you made it.
Yo, what happened,
X.
guys? I don't know.
Yeah, do you guys live in the same area? Was there an outage?
It's I don't know, bro.
Oof.
I tried bringing him in, but it's not allowing me to. But you can go, bro.
Yeah. Look, if you told me at the start of the season that in January we'd be 4th, I'd be biting your hand off. And I think that we also need to look, we're not here to challenge for the league or anything, and we don't have any other tournaments to play. But if you told me we were 4th, I would be like, yeah, cool, let me take it. But the thing is, I'm not going to sit here and say, yeah, Carrick is the one, because remember, it's 1 game a week. It's 1 game a week. Our team has an entire week's break between games. We don't have to focus too much on other tournaments. He has a week to prepare for every individual game coming up. I'm not going to sit here and sing all of these songs about bringing him home. If he gets Champions League, brilliant. After the summer, bring me Nagelsmann, bring me Ancelotti, bring me Tuchel. But make sure that we have Champions League to attract these managers and these players. That's the most important thing. I'm not worried about next season now. I'm not worried about next season because last season, all we did was talk about next season. Talk about, give Amarim a summer, give him his players, give him this, give him that. We worried too much about the next season and didn't see the mess that we were in the current season. As for Arsenal, Zbu, my brother said this a couple shows ago. It's just like Easter. It's just like Easter. You don't know when it's coming, but it's around April. This year, I thought that you guys were going to run away with the league, but the performance that I saw from you guys, it was a manager who is at the top of the cliff and he doesn't know what to do next. And I've seen that with Arteta every single season, these past few seasons, he'll be on top and then he overthinks. He overplays. The 4 subs, from anyone else look at it and be like, yeah, that's a manager who's making the change. He sees that the game isn't going the way he wants and he's making the change. Those 4 changes, 3 of those players that came on were shit. Moreno was the only one that actually did something, and that was a goal. Gyökeres, I don't know. I don't know. Madueke, the only thing I remember Madueke doing was taking the ball and sprinting and holding R2 full and just running out of the pitch with the ball. That's all I remember Madueke doing. Now,
Madueke was celebrating his anniversary of not scoring because the last goal he scored was on the 24th of Jan last year.
I still don't see why Odegaard is starting for you guys every week. I still don't see it.
Can you address that elephant in the room? Talented as Odegaard is. Yeah. Hold on. Talented as he is, I think the whole armband is heavy.
Yeah, he's not a captain.
Yeah,
he should not be Arsenal captain.
The thing is, he was made captain at a time where they literally had no one else.
Yep.
I don't know if Fulham boy who's moved now.
I can tell you why. That man is our captain. And I'll tell you, take Odegaard out of the Arsenal team if you really want to see how shit Arsenal can play. Right? So being captain gone are the times where being captain, you have to be the loudest. You have to be what Declan Rice does. I can tell you, I see how he could, more often than not, will control the tempo of the game. He'll run the game for us, right? The man starts the press more often than not. For me, there is more to him being captain than not. Only because he was made captain. And he Norway's captain as well. He is also Norway's captain, right? So this is nothing new to him. He has been captain. Guys, we're not in 19 or 2003 where all your captains have to be like John Terry. They have to keep running and shouting at players. I think a similar thing was said about Van Dijk, right? That Van Dijk maybe is not the leader that they think he is. But gone are the days where the captain has to be the guy who just is all up in your face, and football has changed. Football has evolved. And hence you have a group of captains now, right? You'll have your captain, then you've got, I think, like three teams have 3 or 4 guys under that. Because normally you'd have the captain and vice captain and the vice for the vice. That's it. Now you've got like 5 players who actually can captain your side besides your real captain.
And they all
You've
have a
got
different
leadership
task
group.
to do.
Yes, you've got a leadership group, which is why, for me, if I was to say, okay, Arsenal, who would I want to be captain instead of Odegaard? If Odegaard wasn't there, let's say Odegaard is injured, I'd go with Gabriel. Only because I've seen
Yes.
the leader Gabriel is.
Yes.
And Gabriel is also good at certain things. And there are times where he and Rice will be arguing with each other on the field, right? Like it happens. With a guy like Odegaard, for me, I am for Odegaard being captain. He has been our captain. I think he's done well so far. Yes, you can say he hasn't won anything. But I also want to say to you guys that let's not compare the Arsenal from 3 years ago or from even last season to the current Arsenal side. I think currently we have our best chance at winning the league than in any other time, only because we've got squad depth. Finally, we've got players where you look and you can see if I'm seeing even Kai Havertz, if I'm seeing Kai Havertz on the bench, or I'm seeing Merino or Noni or Eze on the bench, it's better than when I saw last season when we had Tomiyasu, Zinchenko, and Kirintini as our bench players because they were all left backs. So every season we have improved. This season, I feel like this is the season, mainly because we've gone through the times where Saka got injured, Odegaard was injured. Literally, we've gone through the injuries, and now it's the second half of the season. CTL are going through the injuries now, right?
I get the notion of the squad depth and whatnot, and that you're going on all fronts, be it Champions League, be it what's the other cup that you are involved in, and then the league.
Yeah.
I think I should have phrased my question a bit differently. Say Mr. Arteta himself doesn't win anything this season.
Yeah, what happens?
We're gonna
happens,
first of all, we're gonna laugh at Smooth. That's the first thing we're gonna do.
Not just
We're gonna laugh.
No, don't spoil it now. Don't spoil it.
He just
Don't
needs to
fucking
know. We
spoil
have
it.
to prep him. We have to.
He's
prep
the
him.
only Arsenal fan. He's the only Arsenal fan that we have. So let's treat him like
Spoo,
royalty that
I
he's not.
won't laugh at you, Spoo, but Tato's getting a voice note. I don't even have his number. He's getting a voice note.
But like seriously, Spoo, like if you're being honest and you try to be credo and tell the future, if you don't win anything, what happens?
I still say we'll keep Arteta for another season.
You sound like
and thing is
with Emirates.
I'll tell you why.
You know that X, you'd be surprised. A lot of Arsenal fans are of that view.
Yeah, a lot. I only know one.
It depends on how you not win the league, right? If City go on a 14, 15 game winning run and you lose the league because of that and you say, okay, I'm keeping Arteta, I can understand it. But if you lose the league because, you're 4 points clear on the last game of the season and then you still lose the league, then he's got to go.
Okay, that's mathematically impossible.
Yeah.
I know, but I'm making a point. I'm just, if you bottle it to
Yeah,
that
yeah,
extent, then he's got to go.
Metlit got the better of him there.
So I would still keep Arteta for one more season. The reason being
That's year 6. He would have been one of the longest serving managers in
So it is only because one, guys, I have seen Arsenal before Arteta arrived. I have seen every season. Last season was the only season where I felt we didn't really improve. Yes, we had to run in the Champions League, right? But every season we seemed to be improving. And I think if we don't win anything this season, most of our players will be 25, 26 now. So maybe one more season of not winning anything, then players start wanting to leave, right? Because then players start thinking maybe we just need to go elsewhere. But don't worry, it's not going to happen. We are going to win one of the big ones, so it's okay. I've already seen the
Which
future.
one? Which one?
I don't know, whichever one.
Either-
I just saw a trophy coming in my dreams. I don't know if it will just stay in that, but nah, I think this is the season. I think we'll be fine, man.
and
I
I'm
like
gonna
the
say something.
positivity.
I'm gonna say something that a lot of people are gonna be in agreement with me. I think you fucked Unai over by not investing in the type of players that he wanted. Unai is a better manager than Arteta.
Unai is a better manager than every other manager in the league, including Pep
then,
right now.
then why is
That's
it? Guys. Unai was at PSG, right? Did okay. Unai came to Arsenal. He was okay. There is nothing special about Unai. There is a reason why not Barca. Wait, Madrid need a manager now. If Unai was special, trust me, Madrid would be calling him. Madrid would be saying.
He doesn't.
I want to. Can I finish this? There is a difference between coaching a team without any expectations to a team with expectations. There is a difference between coaching Brentford and Spurs. You might say Spurs are shittier now, but there is a difference with all of these things, right? Even with Unai, you could see he lost the change room. I think after, when was it? Was it after the Europa final? But you could just see that there is something going on. There was something that just was not right in the change room anymore. You need to always remember this, that as a manager, there's a level that you can be at. If you push up too high, then you might burn. There's a reason why Fulham still have silver even now. Right?
For all the guys that are philosophical, they know of a man who flew too close to the sun. Who was it? Was it Icarus?
It was
But-
Icarus. Yeah.
But I'll tell you this
That's
right now.
classical in Ngubane, not philosophical. Two different things.
No, it's a philosophical creature. It didn't exist.
It's
No
a
man can
classical
fly too close to the sun. No, it's a philosophical creature. In that
classical
it's it's a philosophical way of
They're
looking at
fighting
life.
for number 4. Can you see that? That's a top 4 fight. No, this
I
week I'm
cannot
number 4.
wait.
No, I'm number 4.
I cannot wait for this season
Cannot
to
wait
end.
for
I
April,
promise
guys.
you.
I cannot wait for
fucking
April.
hell.
26,
But honestly, let's move over to United and give Carrick the credit that he deserves, in that he watched the podcast and we gave him pointers on. It's very easy to set up this Man United side. It's not about like everyone focuses on the system, all this stuff. It's just having what Tuchel said, having players play in their natural position. You got them in the team because of purely that they were excelling in that role in their previous team. We've said it before. Take Cass, stick him in with that kid Mainu. They hold hands and everything is sorted. Let Bruno do what Bruno does, which is he plays
Make things
everywhere.
happen.
Thank you. He plays everywhere, gives 100%, is part of the press, and he's got a magical champagne pass. The problem is when you then ask him to do shit that he doesn't want to do, and then he then starts being this petulant little child who bickers about everything. And I think that's the one aspect of his game that everyone hates. Even Man United fans, they hate that about him. But what we saw in the last 2 games, be it in the City derby, sorry, in the Man United derby, and against Arsenal. All he did is literally play wherever he wanted in that. And the other weird thing that no one speaks on is United didn't play with the number 9, if we're being honest. Because what's his name? Mbeumo wasn't playing a number 9 role. Mbeumo was more on the wing
Our
side.
furthest player was Bruno, and that's the position that Solskjaer played him as. I think they call it a shadow
Thank
striker.
you. And then you had Ahmad on the other side. And what Ahmad and Mbeumo, the African brothers, what they did very well is they know how to interchange. Where it confuses the F out of defenders, where the one moment is playing on the right and they switch. And now now you don't really know what you're going to be faced against. And with what's his name, with Cunha, who then comes on, he's a different kettle of fish, guys. Like he doesn't want to mark.
Got that spark.
We all,
But he's got that
that
spark.
magical.
He's a
I can't
he's
remember
got
which
the-
manager said.
He's
Yeah,
not
it
a
was
fake
Enzo.
Brazilian.
Thank you. Enzo said Cunha. Well, he wasn't speaking about Cunha, but he was speaking about these type of players. These are the type of players that make us buy match day tickets to go watch football, because we don't know what it is that they're going to do. And when they do whatever it is, we get even more surprised. Oh shit, he actually did that. Because when Cunha gets the ball yesterday, what's his name? I was watching the game with Tulani. Tulani goes and says, shoot. And I'm like, no, but at the distance, and this is Raya. Raya is one of the best keepers that the EPL has right now. And he takes the shot, and it's a beautiful shot in that it kills away from the keeper and then kills back in. So it's that magic that you're looking for. The one thing that he struggles with is when you ask him to defend.
That's why, hence I always say you can't play both Bruno and who's this guy?
Cunha.
Yes.
So I like the fact that Carrick focuses more on putting out a balanced team. You know, as much as we want to see our favorites or our best players on the team, we have to ensure that our team is first balanced, you know. And so credit to Cunha for also understanding that. You can clearly see that he's not.
He got a very
tied.
easy thrown his toys out of the pram. Said, "You paid so
Actually-
much money for me. Why am I not starting
Yeah.
against Arsenal?" But he didn't
Yeah,
do
yeah.
that. He came on and he got the winner.
And exactly. And another thing is that Trish, you saw when they took out Mbeumo in the 67th minute, it was respect. You know, that's also another thing I like about Carrick. As far as respect is concerned, Carrick was one of the best midfielders, holding midfielders in his prime. You know, he's got 5 Premier League titles. He's got a Champions League. You can see even Casemiro respects Carrick a lot, you know, because he's like, yo, bro. In a way, it's like, hey, this guy's my big bro type of thing. You know, he's done it at the highest level. And so Carrick comes with that as well. So it's not easy it's easy for him to impose his rules and his formation on players and make players buy into him because of what he has accomplished as well as a player.
I think it also
Xabi
helps that
Alonso.
he's not an ass in the media. He doesn't
100%.
go and shit,
That's what I was gonna
shit on
say.
his players in the media, because that was Ruben's. Like at
And as
first I
well-
thought, hey, nice, you know what, this guy is calling out his players, but then I'm like, okay,
But he
like,
overdid it.
yeah,
He
that
overdid it.
Dogu and
There's
the
a difference
anxiety
between
and
calling
all of
out
that.
your players and
Yeah.
throwing them under the bus.
Mhm.
It's a very fine line, and he crossed that line too many times.
And as
Way
well-
too many.
And as well, like I said, man, guys, I feel like if you are especially these new age coaches who were elite when they were players, they tend to understand how to manage players because they've done it at the highest level. You even see it with Cesc Fabregas at Como. Cesc Fabregas is also cooking there with guys who are unknown, with unknown entities there, and it all goes down to that respect, and that's what I like, man. Of course, Trish, you said that we could possibly lose to Fulham. I beg to differ. I think Carrick is going to surprise a lot of us, including myself. I do think we're going to go on an unbeaten run. I'm not saying we're going to win all our games, but even when we don't win, we're not going to be here cursing and saying, hey, why did he take off a striker and put a defender on when we are down 1-0? You know, those sort of things.
I think like for games against Fulham, X, when you mentioned about like you can't play Bruno and Cunha. I think games against Fulham is when you can do that because we know what Fulham are going to show up at OT and try to do. They're just
Yeah.
going to show up there. They're going to low block, and it's
Yeah.
just going to be Wilson and Inshallah. But you play Bruno, you play Cunha, you let them intertwine, and I think he has the right idea by using Sheshko as a battering ram sometimes, because Sheshko, I feel like there is a player there, and I think with
Yeah.
him, he
There is.
he's also deceptively fast. I saw
Yeah.
that in the game against Burnley. That brother got
It's
legs.
quick.
He is very fast. Now, I think in games where you keep the ball, you tire out the position, you let the opposition, you let them run, and then you just send him on to just burn them. And I think with Mbermo, you have a player that's always going to be taking the ball and running at your defenders. Now, if I think that like United are not going to go on the run that you think that it's mostly because of trauma.
Yeah.
That's the only
I
reason.
get you.
It's
I
mostly
get you.
because of that. Because
You
every
see,
time we beat it, and this season it happens so many times, bro.
Mm.
So many times we'll beat Liverpool, we'll beat Chelsea, we'll
Nah,
beat a
but
big club,
you
and
know
then
what's the
against the
thing?
small teams we'll fall flat.
You know what's the difference about this time around? We controlled the
Mhm,
way we beat Man City and
mhm,
Arsenal. It wasn't
Frantic, like how you beat us.
exactly when we beat
mhm.
you guys, Shiva. You missed so many chances in that game. I think homeboy, what's his name, Gakpo missed like 4 like
Yep.
really good
Hit the
chances. You know
post.
exactly. And then when we played Liverpool, when we played Arsenal, Arsenal didn't really create any chance in open play. Vice versa with Man City, same thing. We nullified them, and that's the reason why I feel that we are onto something here. This is not me saying that I'm saying Carrick in any way, but I did mention to you guys that any decent coach can at least get at least 50% win rate with
Mhm,
the squad,
mhm.
not 32. How much was the homeboys one? Guy was
20
was
something. It was
was
Wasn't
20
it Gary
something.
No,
Neville?
no, man, no.
well,
When
it's
he
30
left,
something.
it was at 30. It was at 32.
That is
He
terrible.
won 12 games in the Premier League in 1 year.
Listen to that.
No,
That's
not
a
even
win a
1 year,
month.
15 months. In
Mm.
15 months, no, 14 months, he won 12 Premier League games. In
Yeah.
14 months.
You see what I'm
The
saying?
keeper was immense, guys.
Yep.
Can we
Yeah.
give this keeper his flowers?
Dog, you see, one thing I can say about Ineos, as much as I have beef with them, but their signings thus far have been
Yeah.
very good.
Mhm,
They've improved our team. Let's be real. Let's give them flowers from a talent ID standpoint. Maybe from an execution as far as getting players over the line quickly. I still have issues with that because I see Chelsea, I see Man City. They're very quick at closing down deals, whereas with us, we still take 10 years
mhm,
to get a player. I'd like for us to just sign a player. Did you see how they signed Mark Gay or
Yeah.
even Semenyo? It was not like speculation for a month and then only at the end of the transfer window we now signed the player. It needs to be quick, So that's why for me, that's far the players we've brought in. I'm pleased with them. I'm not saying that
mhm,
they're the best of the best, but they've improved our team drastically.
mhm,
Mbuemo has improved our team
mhm,
drastically. Cunha has improved our team drastically.
mhm,
Even Dogu, I know you guys at the beginning weren't feeling my boy Dogu, but I did see that there's a player in this guy. And
mhm,
I was adamant that there is one because there's a time where Amarim played a 4-4-2 mid block against Newcastle. And then I saw his qualities, Dogu.
mhm,
Then I'm like, there's a
mhm.
player in this guy,
It's
And
it's
so,
confidence as well. It's a
yeah,
confidence thing, and I said it in the group. Like when he scored that goal against Newcastle, for the rest of that game, like that was like a top right winger performance that I saw from him. This game
yeah.
here against Arsenal, and the thing is, that's why I bring it back to
Mm,
Amarim's shit man management, because I'm like,
mm,
okay, if you can see that a young player, and he is young,
yeah.
is a confidence player. Why are you going out in the media and saying, "Oh yeah, we all get anxious every time he's on the ball"? Like, what even is that?
It's
What
because
even
he's
is that?
it's because he's anxious himself,
Exactly. I
So
think
he
he
has
knew
to
he was
now,
a dead man walking, and yeah,
yeah.
I'm glad he's gone. I'm
And
I'm
another
honestly
thing
I'm
is,
glad he's gone.
and another thing is about these managers, they need to understand that if you're gonna be managing a big side, bro, there's high expectations. I mean,
Mhm,
this thing of now we gotta feel sorry for you because you're losing games out the window, bro.
mhm,
This is no you managing a big side, bro. The expectations are high. You know,
Mhm.
like I feel like
He's on a 10 million rand, sorry, $10 million, £10 million
Uncle
per
Buddy, you
season
remind me of
contract.
every single uncle. We were silent for so long, then we hear a can, and
and
then
you heard
you
ice.
just butt in.
I had to mute him, Shavar, because I heard ice in the background. I knew he's getting
Oh,
something
sorry,
cold right
sorry.
now.
I was putting these boys to
And it
sleep.
was
Sorry,
something,
guys.
and it was something about money.
And one
But
of
it's
the
always
people,
about money.
okay, can you show us what you're drinking? I can show you. Here's what I'm drinking. Let's do it. Come, come. Don't be scared. Yeah, I told you. I heard ice. I heard ice in the background. But yeah, man, I think I'll
This,
save
this,
it out.
this tells you this tells
Can I
you
say
that I'm
something? But
old age.
you guys hear me?
Yeah.
My guys, I think you guys are reading too much into United after 2 games. Mainly because it is very easy for your players to turn up in big games.
Mhm.
And when Trishul said, I hope I pronounced your name correctly.
Yeah.
When you
You know, you're
said
good. You're good. You're good.
when you said you wouldn't be surprised if you guys rock up and you lose against Fulham, you made a lot of sense because it is easy for you to say especially when you guys are not the better team in terms of the ball play. It is very easy for you guys to keep running, right? But if you play a low block team, and I think the Fulham game is going to show us exactly what
Mhm.
Carrick is made of. You could get there and those guys hit four. They hit you for four.
At
And
Old Trafford.
really, like,
No, it's not going to happen at Old Trafford because we're at home. So that's the reason why I won't even use the Fulham game as
how many games have you won at home all season?
well, I don't know. That's not a lot.
I'm sure you've won less than 10 games.
Yeah,
What,
because
6 games.
it's because of
Less than
homeboy,
6.
the previous homeboy H man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
He was the problem. I think,
he
guys,
was a huge problem.
let's give Shivar the attention that he seeks, because
Yeah,
he's changed his wallpaper like 3 times already, and you guys
Twice.
are not paying
Twice.
attention to the man.
Twice.
It's a cry for help. What's going on there? Slot yourself in here. What's going on?
I think there's so much going on at my club. Okay, I've spoken about the fullbacks enough times, I think. But now what I've noticed is we look absolutely gassed after 70 minutes. Like we look like we just can't function anymore after 70 minutes. Whereas at the start of the season, it was the other way around. We started badly and we finished strong. Now, after 70 minutes, I'm like, there's no pressing, there's no willingness to receive the ball, there's no taking a man on, there's just passing it around, hoping someone hits one from 90 yards. I know you can't hit one from 90 yards, but I'm being facetious. And it just, we don't look like a side that A, wants to play football, and B, there's no, what's the word? There's no cohesion.
What formation? What formation were you playing this weekend?
We were playing a very weird formation with 2 10s and sort of Salah as a 9, with Gakpo drifting wide.
Salah was a 9.5.
More like,
Xerxes.
yeah, like Xerxes. Well, not like Xerxes. He was sort of like an inside forward where there's no striker, so you kind of forced to be the striker. It looked like we were playing with 10 men, not just because one player was really bad, but because the structure of the team wasn't set up in a way to cover the key areas of the pitch. And I get why, I get the thinking behind it, right? Like, Salah is our most dangerous goal threat, so move him closer to the goal. I get that thinking. But we saw it with Egypt when Egypt tried this, and we saw this many times under Klopp, where Klopp moved Salah to the 9. Salah cannot play as a 9. We've seen this. We know it can't happen. It's like you won't put him at centre back, right? So don't put him at striker just because he's your goal scorer. He is the best when he's arriving into the box, either with the ball or without the ball, where he's got a man to take on, where he's got space to shift it onto his left foot. He can't play with his back to goal. Stop trying to make him play with his back to goal, especially now when he's a little bit older and he's not as agile as he has been previously.
But isn't it the same thing that is it? I'll get to Chris in a bit. Isn't it the same thing that we were speaking on when it comes to Emrin, in that Oh, sorry, not Emirates. We're talking about Arteta in that his substitutions were out of desperation, or it looked like it was out of desperation. The formation that you put out
Looked like it was
was
out of
all
desperation. No,
gang.
I agree with you,
It
right?
was all gang attack, almost like out of desperation, as you put
But
it.
it looked like that, but it wasn't. It looks like he's trying to control a football game, but he just can't. And another thing with our substitutions, when the substitutions happened, it looked like these were good changes. Because for the first 5 minutes,
It
Ekitike
was
came on and
reverting.
suddenly
It was reverting.
he's
It was
pressing.
reverting to a formation that everyone could
That's an
recognize.
actual formation, yes.
Yeah.
And Ekitike came on and he was pressing. But after 5 minutes, I'm like, this guy is gassed already. Obviously, he was not fit enough to be on the bench. And he was on the bench just because of the position that we find ourselves in. Frimpong has been playing well of late, but did he even play yesterday? I don't even know. I can't even tell you if he played yesterday.
Mm-mm.
Did he play?
Mm-mm.
I don't know.
Mm-mm.
No, I think he did. I think he did. But I can't.
Fuck.
I don't remember it, and it feels very. It feels like okay in the Rodgers era where Rodgers was really bad. You could see the reason was that he did not have the players that he wanted, and he was trying to get players to do things that they don't want to do. You could see the reason. Now, okay, I don't really understand Tatu's question.
Yeah,
But,
Tatu does that. He's mad now because you were talking bad
we're
about his
talking bad
Arsenal.
about Arsenal.
Yeah.
Okay, but now what I see with Slot is I see him have the players who will fit a working system, but he does not want to go back to that system. This season, he changed things, so he wants Gravenberg to be the one getting forward more often, which has worked which looks like it's worked because Gravenberg has scored more goals. But
which is, and this is for everybody. Sorry, there, Shiva. Which is a bigger pressure, spending the amount of money that you guys have spent, or being the current champions? Like which one carries? Which one carries like more weight? Like which one is heavier to carry?
I think it's the current champions, and the reason why I say that is because it's not Slot's money, but it is Slot's title, right? So as much as
I know you haven't been a champion. You haven't been a champion in a very long
dig
time.
on the guy. As much as we've spent a lot of money, and I agree, we've spent a lot of money. I was defending the amount of money that we spent. Now I can't defend it because there has not been a return on that investment. It's only Wirtz and Ekitike that have really been good this season. The rest
It's
have
only
been
who and who?
terrible. Wirtz and Ekitike. Those are
Now
the
get the
only
fuck out of
two
here.
that have been
No.
good this season.
It's only
No.
out of the two that you've mentioned.
It's just
The rest
been
has
Ekitike.
just
It has
not
just been
been up the
Ekitike.
level
You
at all.
cannot say that Wirtz has been good this season.
I think
Wirtz has
been
not
good.
been good.
I think he
That's
started
bullshit.
slow.
No, Shiva.
He has
Shiva.
started slow, and he's picked up toward the end of November. And
I think
in
he's
this
still
last
slow.
few games, I don't think he's.
He's not
What does he
140
offer
million.
you?
No, he's not.
What does he offer you?
Exactly, he was not 140 million. Look, okay, I'm not going to get too much into Wirtz, but he has improved a lot. He's passing a little bit crisper. He's receiving the ball a bit better, and he's not getting bullied off the ball like he was at the start of the season, right?
What were you saying
Ekitike
about
has
the
been a
ceiling being low and the bar being high?
other way around.
Yeah.
Other way around.
I'm being facetious
Opposite way
by
around.
saying it like that. Yeah,
Opposite way
I'm being
around.
facetious by saying it like that. But like,
Opposite way
dude,
around.
you
The
cannot.
ceiling
you
is
cannot-
low and the bar is high. Gubari,
No.
sit down before you
Hold
adjust yourself.
on, Shiva. We cannot be at in 2026 freaking Jan praising 100 and fucking odd
I'm
million
not praising him.
player
I'm not
for
praising
passing
him.
the ball
You can't say that
crisper.
he's
I'm
been
not
good.
praising him.
He hasn't
I'm
even
saying
been
he's been-
average. He's had
been-
an okay 4 or 5
He's been
games.
okay. He's been fine. He hasn't been
No, he
terrible.
hasn't.
He's been
No.
fine.
You're very
he hasn't been.
disrespectful to the word
He
fine.
hasn't
You're being
been
very
100
disrespectful to the
million
word
worth.
fine.
He hasn't been 100 million pound worth. I will give you that. He hasn't, right? But he's not
Even
the root.
okay, quick one.
He's not one of the
okay,
problems in the
quick
team
one,
right now.
Okay, quick one. Ekitike, brilliant. How much, given all the information that you've been given now on Wits, would you say he is worth? Like, how much would you have spent knowing everything that you know right now?
I would have spent the 100 million on
I'll
Morgan Rogers.
start. We're not talking about players that you don't have. This is not fantasy league. Like, Trishul, how much is he valued at when you look at him?
Who's this? Verts.
Vets, yeah? 30.
60 million. 60.
Nah, I'd say
I think
30.
it's better than
Smooth.
Odegaard, but 60.
Okay.
Oh,
65.
that's disrespectful. That
That's
an
who's
Odegaard.
coming for you
Yes,
now.
Smooth. Yeah.
People are fourth and they're talking like they're close to me.
There's no pressure. I've got a new manager. So the bar is low and the ceiling is high.
But okay, no, I think, look, because Florian has played for Germany as well, right? And he has played well before. I think signing him for Liverpool, I think 60 would have been fair. 60 to 70. But then remember, they spent a similar amount on Naby Keita and on Zoboslai. And I think Zobo has actually
Naby
been one of the
Keita was
better
about
players.
50 though. He wasn't 60.
Naby Keita was 63 million.
No.
Well, not Great British pounds, but euros. But this is, even if he was 50, right? But this is so
Inflation. Are we gonna do
Also,
the math?
Naby Keita
The inflation
also
math now.
Naby Keita also wasn't bad, right?
Yes,
bad.
right.
I'll tell you what bad is. Bad is Kirkes. Even though he was only 40, Kirkes has been bad. No,
But he's been better
Kirkes
than
has not
Florian.
been good. Kirkes has
better
not
than
been better
Florian.
than Wirtz. And it's not entirely his
Hey,
fault.
you ruined
but Kirkes
Kirkes,
has
but
not
that
been.
was my boy. Kirkes
That
was
is
my boy,
Frimpong.
and you ruined him, man.
That
I
is
used to
Frimpong.
come on here
delivered.
every
Like,
time and
fantasy
talk
league.
about Kirkes.
Okay, enough now. Bad is Frimpong, who has picked up in the last couple of games when he's had more freedom. I'll give him that. But bad is Frimpong. Bad is Isak, who, guy,
Nah.
did not look fit.
Just to sit on the. Just to be
Then he
injured.
got injured, and now I don't know where his season is going. That's bad. Bad
No, his
is
season
not
is done. Be at
bad
peace
is
with
not
it. His season
Keita,
is done.
who was injured a lot, which yes is bad. But when he was on the pitch, he did contribute. Bad is not Wirtz, who is actually pulling his weight, not as a £100 million signing, no, but he's there to create, and he is trying his best, and I see it, and he does create chances. He does beat a man now. He wasn't doing that at the start of the season, yes, but now he is, and every game he just gets a little bit more confident and a little bit better. So I'm okay with Wirtz, and I'm happy to give Wirtz the season. I'm not okay with Isak. I'm not okay with Kirkes, but Kirkes, I'm willing to forgive him because I think he's been asked to do a job that he wasn't told he was going to have to do. Frimpong, I'm not okay with Frimpong. I think Bradley's the better player. But players aside, why does a team that looked so comfortable pressing for 90 minutes now look gassed at 70? What is going on? Why did we not have a set piece coach and then got a set piece coach and then fired our set piece coach? What is going on? Why are we not investing in January? There isn't even any rumors. Like at the end of the window, it looked like what's his name? Where he was destined for Liverpool. And now it looks like nothing. Nothing. He's
Who are your owners? Who are your owners there? It's FSG. Your owners are FSG.
Yes.
Well, you've used too much FSG's money for you to say investment. How much do you spend the last window?
How much have we
Baba.
spent in
Now
the
you're
last
being
10
greedy.
windows? How much have we spent in the last 10 windows?
Billy.
I think we've spent less than Spurs in the last 10 windows.
We've spent a billy and we're comfortable with that.
Exactly. But the point I'm trying to make is I think we're keeping Slot until the end of the season. And I think come the end of the season, he's gone. And I think that's the right decision. I think
but
he's still the man that will
you're playing yourself.
And after that, he's got to go. He's got to go.
Okay. Question for you, and it's a stupid one. What's a successful season for Slot right now? As is like where he is. What's a successful season for him?
A successful season.
Yeah, for him to pull himself out of this red hole that he's in. What would you say it's been a successful season? And this is like we're speaking about now.
From now, if we finish fourth and we get to the Champions League final. If we win the Champions League, great. But if you get to the final and you lose because the ball hit someone's backside and went in, I can
Or
understand
bicycle
it, right?
It's
kick.
still a
We
win.
win
Or
the
That's still a
bicycle
win.
Champions
kick.
League.
If we win no, that would be a successful season. If we don't do either of those two things, or let's say we get quarters of the Champions League and we finish fourth, I still want him gone.
No,
Because what he has shown me.
do what Arsenal did last
No,
season,
no, no.
where
I
they
don't
had
want to
that
do what
brilliant
Arsenal
match
did last
against
season.
Madrid.
No. Like my previous background had 5 stars. That was outdated. There's 6 stars there now. We're not playing that game anymore. My issue with Slot and last season, what I praised him for was being able to make small changes that would then go on and win us the game. And he was very good at that. He would swap Gravenberch and McAllister around. He would say to Trent, you stay, and Robbo, you go. Or he'd put Jota on the left and then move him to the right, or small little things like that. He's not doing those things anymore.
McAllister is not looking like a World Cup winner.
McAllister is not looking like the player he was last season. Curtis Jones has been better than McAllister this season, I think.
And Curtis Jones is shit.
I don't
I've
think
said
he's
this
shit.
before.
I don't
Nah,
think he's
it's
shit.
I think he doesn't start.
my
He
thing-
doesn't even start. He doesn't start for Sunderland. And I'm
My
choosing
thing with
Sunderland.
Curtis Jones
I'm choosing
is-
Sunderland. I'm choosing Sunderland because
On purpose.
yes.
Yes, I know why you're choosing Sunderland. My thing with Curtis Jones is he is a good Premier League midfielder, but if he didn't come from our academy, he would not be the type of player that Liverpool signed, right? But he has been better than McAllister this season, who
Does
last
he start
season
for
was
Sunderland? Does he start for Everton?
right. Yes, he starts for Everton. Right now, he would
Get the
start
fuck
for
out of here. Have you
Sunderland.
seen
Yes, he
Everton's
starts for
middle?
Everton. Yes, I've seen Everton's middle, and I'm unimpressed. I'm unimpressed with everything Everton related, just by default. Default setting. Default setting. It's not 1995 to be impressed by Everton. But Slot is not. He's not adapting. I think he is making changes, but he's making changes that he doesn't need to make. You don't need to move Salah more centrally. You just need to figure out, how do I get my right back overlapping Salah, and how do I get Soboslai provide or doing some of the dirty work for Salah again, which he did very well last season. He just needs to
Shivar,
figure that out
Do you
again.
remember in high school where with your high school sweetheart, and then you can tell that there's a new boy that she's interested in, and it's shy for you, as in it's done for you.
Can't say
But
that's
it's like
happened to me.
it's like a couple of days before the breakup, and you try everything to lure her and reconvince her that you are the one for her. That's where Slot feels like he is right now.
Yeah. I don't want to say he's trying his best. I want to say maybe he's trying too hard. But I think
Thank you.
I think he's got to. I think he's
And now you guys are gonna break up with him because he's trying too hard.
He won the league with Klopp's side, making small changes to Klopp's side. Then he threw that formula out, and now he brought his side, and it doesn't look good. It really doesn't.
And the change
look good. I
and the
think his
change
time
that you're
has come.
speaking on is that Gravenberch change, which was a forced change. To be
No, it
honest.
wasn't.
So
it
I think
wasn't.
he needs.
I
It was
don't
an
think it was
injury
a-
forced change. No, it was an injury
Wait,
forced change.
are you talking
The
about
first
last
game-
season or this season?
Last season? That the mere fact that
No.
he decided to move Gravenberch in the middle. No. Gravenberch wasn't even your player because he was a defender. And I
No.
can't remember who got injured. There were two
he's a
injuries.
midfielder.
No.
He came in as a
No.
defender.
No.
He's an 8 or a 6. He's always been an
no.
8.
He's an 8 or a
He's
6.
always
bro.
been an 8, and they moved.
Klopp played him as 6 because they didn't want to play Endo.
Yes.
Then from there they
Yes.
continued with him.
Yes.
And he's never been a defender. They've played
He's
him. in
never
defense
been a defender.
once or
He
twice,
did. He
only
played
because they didn't have defenders.
and at Fulham where Konate got sent off. We
Yes.
moved him
So
to centre back, and he did both jobs.
Slot needs to be grateful to his ancestors. They showed up because that's about the only change that I can recall that he made in that, or that bit of tinkering that you speak on.
No. He did make, like, they in the middle of games he'd move Diaz to be striker. And it's just really small things. Sometimes in the middle of the game,
No,
he would.
Shivar.
Yeah, he did.
Let's
He
go
moved-
back.
he
Let's
moved
go back
Diaz
to
to number
probably.
9.
Let's hold on. Let's go back to probably the best Liverpool team that you guys have had, attack-wise. Bobby, Mane, and Salah. Okay? Those fuckers knew how to interchange. Where one moment, Bobby moves to the wing, either on Mane's side or he moved on Salah's side. And whomever then moves into the middle thingy as that false nine.
Yeah, this
Salah
wasn't
didn't
that.
do it.
No, no. So
hold on.
this.
Salah didn't do it very well, but Mane knew how to do it very well. That's the blueprint that already exists.
No, but that's not what Slot did, right? Slot actually moved Jota. I mean, Diaz to play at striker. It's not a drifting in and changing positions. It's a right. You're going to be our striker, and you're going to see out the game in that centre forward position because he identified something and he changed it around. But
I think he also he had a very big problem. Who's that other striker that you had that you've sold him off now that we don't talk
leave
about?
Darwin alone, guys. Leave Darwin alone. We don't talk about Darwin. We don't talk about Darwin. But now he's not doing that. Now he's making big changes that are accomplishing nothing. That's making the team worse. The team looks tired at 70 minutes. I don't know why the team looks tired at 70 minutes.
I rate Wirtz personally.
Thank you.
For Liverpool, I don't rate him for Liverpool. Liverpool have ruined that boy.
Personally,
Liverpool have honestly.
I'm glad Trishul is not here. I would take Wirtz as a Bruno replacement. Personally,
thank you.
That's
Thank you.
Do you have
He
100,
hasn't
100
been
and above?
100 million pound worth, right? I'm
but
not.
he's a good.
not
he's
saying
a star.
that, but,
he's a star, dog.
Exactly. Well,
He's
okay,
a
he hasn't
star.
been a star
Well,
yet.
he's a star
but
that's
I
not
see
shining.
it. I see it.
He's a
I
star
see
that's
it
not
coming.
shining.
I see it
But
coming.
If the star doesn't shine,
Coming.
But he's a star. He's like Enric for Leon showed everyone
We'll
that
get
he's
some.
a star yesterday.
The next manager will come, some spit and polish, and all of a sudden he's shining
and a
again.
bit of elbow grease. No,
when he goes
but he's
to
a star that's
Germany,
not
bro,
shining. So
when he goes
basically,
to
he's
Germany-
snowflake right now.
Yeah, but when he goes to Germany, is where you see that this guy's a star. He's
And
he's a
I don't
good baller.
need him to
German
go to
players haven't
Germany.
been
I
well
see
in
it.
England.
I see it in games. I see
Yeah,
it the
but
way
the
he
thing is
receives the
that-
ball and way he gives it off. I see it the
Yeah.
way he has a bit of a flick and a bit of a spin and how he sees a pass that nobody else sees. It's just it hasn't come
how
together
you
yet.
feel about Wirtz is exactly how I felt for Pogba when he was at United. Pogba had star qualities with him. It's just that when he played for United, unfortunately, they never came to fruition. Same thing with your boy right now. Wirtz, I don't know what's happening. I really don't know because I've been monitoring
I think
Wirtz.
I think he just doesn't have or maybe not doesn't have. I think he was very shocked by the physicality and the pace of the league. And
Yeah.
I think he is getting better. And I think once he does get up to the pace and the physicality of it, I think we'll see a very, very good player in him.
Yeah.
And
So for
he's
me-
not the one I'm concerned about at all.
Yeah, 100%. I also wouldn't be concerned about him as much as, of course, he has to receive the. It's just that the media likes Wirtz, whereas with Paul Pogba, homie got vilified for days
But
for just
in
being
Pogba's
himself.
first season, I remember the media really liked him because I really liked him in the first season. I really liked him in the first season where he won the Europa League.
First season? Oh,
When he won the Europa
which season
League.
are we talking about? I was
The
talking
one
about
where he won
under,
the Europa League under Jose.
Under Mourinho, yeah.
Yes.
And
I thought,
Zlatan.
does this guy really knows what he's doing? Then
wasn't that
Zlatan
the
leaves.
second? Wasn't that the second time?
No,
the second
that was
season?
the first one. That was the first one.
Nah,
No, because he had a
Then-
stint also with. He came in with Ferguson.
we're telling you. No, we're talking about when he came back from Juve.
That's what I'm talking
Juve
about. That's what I'm
polished him,
saying.
And then he
So that's
came
what I'm
back.
saying. That when you say
People were
like
vilifying Paul from day one. Let's be for real, guys. I can pull up articles. It's just that I'm not
was
that
it
guy. He was
was it the melanin?
Hey man, that's it. This channel is not about that stuff. But all I'm saying is that the media was against Paul Pogba, whereas with Wirtz, the media aren't really going at him the way they would if it was, Paul Pogba.
I think let's call it now. Let's call it.
Let's call it, Jets. But yo, thank you once again. Thank you so much for availing yourselves, Jets. Like, really appreciate you guys pulling through. And shout outs to you, Smoo, for being the first to pull through, breaking these what are these things called? What is this thing called again? Stereotype. Yeah, negative stereotypes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, breaking it
Like
because
what? When Arsenal
about
fans
being on
running on
time,
each other?
though. No,
Oh, on
about being
time.
on time. Yeah,
Guys,
usigcinile
you guys
isikhathi,
just
though.
don't know. You guys don't know how to keep time. But anyway,
Yeah,
shout
shout
out
outs though for arriving
to
on
the
time.
legends.
But guys, please like, comment, share, subscribe to the channel, help a brother out. This is
Word.
Pleasy Sport, and